This video is crazier than my hair right now. I'm just going to say it. That's why I've showed up like this, so you know that it's crazy. All right. So today I'm going to try best to frame this video so that you understand the problem I was trying to solve and then how I solved it. Thank you to Warren for this wonderful framework. So I am about to launch a new product, and this product's goal will be to sort your market by the pain you solve and give you the best company that needs you right now. But I always think about value compression, which is how can I get you to that answer as fast as possible? So if you have to spend 10 minutes, that's too long. If you have to spend 10 seconds, that's fast. But if you have to spend no time, that is infinitely faster. If I can get you an answer before you ever come to me, that means I can take a great message outbound. I can actually give you the best leads for you right now at scale with AI without ever having to give me any information about who you are and who your company is. So that is the goal I'm trying to accomplish. When I launch my product, the ideal situation is where you can come in. Once I know your domain, I can already give you leads right away. You don't have to do anything in the product. So that's the goal I'm trying to accomplish. The other side benefit of this is I can work with my friend Jeff at the.com and programmatically create SEO content that's going to be useful to you. So what am I doing? I've talked about this play a little bit, but this is actual content here. You're going to see how I do this. I'm creating ICPs and personas for all of the B2B SaaS companies that I have data on. And this is valuable too, because I chatted with another good friend of mine, Dustin, who we just met up here in San Francisco, and he's a CRO. And he said, if I can sort companies by who they sell to, those are great partner organizations for me to connect with. So without further ado, I'm going to get into how I'm going to take all of my data and programmatically turn it into ICPs and personas of all of the companies that I monitor, with the intended goal of allowing those companies to come in and without any additional context, and for me to go outbound to them to say, here's who I think you're targeting and here's who I think needs you now, which is super valuable. All right, enough of my hair. Let's zoom me out. All right. So I used my favorite clay.com to do this. And all I have here is I have a company name, the description of the company. What does Orem do? Oh, rum. Rum might have been I better not edit that. I grabbed the title and the job description. Now, what's interesting about this is I'm running a machine learning model on all of my jobs. If you don't know, I monitor 50,000 companies every single day for their jobs. So I have this in a database that you can query. So what I did is I actually filtered out all the fluff text, which is talking about other things that are not relevant to the problems in the job. So the company description, stuff like that. So I really compressed this text to be about the goals and the problems and what is this director going to do, etc. So I have just 3 jobs, the title, and these are all sales and marketing jobs, right? If you think about this, sales and marketing jobs are jobs that talk about who they're going after, right? So they're perfect for me. They're perfect for me to build an ICP page for Orem, to define Orem's ICP and persona. So I file that all in. We've got 3 jobs. And then, boy, this took a long time to come up with. I'm going to give you all my secret sauce because why not? Secret sauce, here it comes. All right. So I have 5 back and forth. Now, Clay is really good at this. You are the CMO, Chief Marketing Officer of this company with this company description. You are an expert in ICPs and personas, the world's greatest CMO. I always like to fluff GPT-4 like, hey, you're the greatest. User, do not reply. Just save this information in memory. It's just a job description we'll use later. Title, description. Same thing, title, description, title, description. Now, this is where it gets really crazy. I created a JSON object for all of this data so that I could bring it to Jeff at the.com and programmatically create landing pages. So you've seen the Apollo or built with pages that I'll just show you. No, I won't do that. The Apollo built with pages that say, here's information about Segment. We're going to do that, but it'll have a company's ICP and persona. So I've got this crazy JSON here, which this is the JSON. Now, I asked GPT-4 to give me a comments section to further refine each field. So it's like, remove this comment. The comment is just for you, GPT-4. So JSON, considering only the job description above, don't take on the information. These are the fields called comment that you should use to guide you as your exact response. Delete them. And here's the JSON. I use GPT-4 because it's cheap enough. Okay, then what I did is this is the actual JSON content that I'm going to use to create pages for all the companies in my database. So this demand marketing manager, identify new initiatives, setting up process from scratch, getting buy-in, managing multi-channel programs, social media management tools, attracting, recruiting, developing, and retaining world-class talent. So these are like the problems that this company has. And then I just like summarize this in English. So this is what it came up with for Orem. 1 to 10,000 employees, operates in B2B SaaS, collaborative cross-functional teams, sales efficiency, pipeline, customer acquisition cost, and rep ramp time. That's a good thing to say. Orem's a dialing software, auto dialing software. The budget is flexible depending on the company's size and needs. It's true. These are the areas they target. Sales efficiency, lower customer acquisition costs, shorten up. This is true. Our AI-driven remote-first culture, growing marketing and sales development. So demand marketing manager, this might not be true. They may actually sell to sales. Acting like an owner, building a delightful demand generation process, 5 years of experience, high adoption of technology, HubSpot, Salesforce. Yeah, so I probably need to adjust this a little bit. I think they sell to sales folks, but sales development manager is right. And here's what they face. So attracting, recruiting, developing, and retaining world-class talent, pipeline generation, closing, as well as collaborative cross-functional teams. So this is pretty good. It's not perfect, but for being able to take in only 3 company descriptions, I actually sent this to Orem, and they're like, this is 90% accurate. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing. So thank you so much for watching today and you know, seeing this. I just wanted to give it to you, Rob. And I have spoken at length about AI and how you can use it in your process. And now I've shown you an example of how it's really, really, really powerful, but you have to go down the rabbit hole. You have to have these kind of long conversations with it to guide it. You have to provide it good data. And most importantly, you have to have an opinion about what the output looks like and what will work for you. And if you don't start with that opinion, then you're going to do what almost all these content creators online do. Like, here's the 54 prompts for GPT-4. Like, that's not actually useful. What you need to do is start with the end in mind. What is the thing that you are trying to accomplish that if a person does it really well, it's awesome? And then work backwards from there to try to get GPT to do chunks of that at a time. This, like, do everything at once that I just showed you takes a lot of time, and you have to feed it really good data to do it. Thanks so much for watching. I'm really grateful for you. I've spoken a lot of podcasts, the Challenger podcast. Shout out to those folks. They sent me a lovely Whiskey Rocks glass for being on that podcast. Morgan, I've got something coming up on the B2B Power Hour. Yeah. Thanks so much for watching. I know this is a long one. Have an absolutely wonderful Thursday. And I hope you close your month strong. That's like a thing people care about. Right. All right. Bye, everyone.